You scan the frozen horizon. Your breath condenses in the air as your macro binoculars whir. You see tall figures looming in the distance and begin to hear a telltale mechanical clinking. A thin voice pips through the communicator on your wrist. Imperial walkers on the North Ridge.
That's right, you found yourself in another Battle of Hoth.
It's a battle any gamer or Star Wars fan has fought countless times, and it's the topic of Geek Out Freakout's first top 10.
So get your harpoons and tow cables ready, because we're going to be counting down the Top 10 Battles of Hoth.
Number 10, the Battle of Hoth. This classic Battle of Hoth was ambitious, and it pushed the limitations of the hardware it was designed for. By modern standards, the controls and graphics haven't aged well, but its implementation of the core Battle of Hoth gameplay mechanics would set the standard for all the Battles of Hoth to come.
Number 9, the Battle of Hoth. There's something to be said about simplicity, about innocence, about the sense of wonder a child experiences during their first Battle of Hoth. For an entire generation of fans, this would be their first foray into a larger world. As they grow, they'll seek out grittier, more realistic, and arguably better Battles of Hoth. But even after countless heated and desperate attempts at wrangling cutting-edge, high-fidelity AT-ATs, they'll find themselves occasionally longing for their first Battle of Hoth, in which they blasted their enemies to pieces and collected all of the bricks that fell out.
Number 8, the Battle of Hoth. While at times this Battle of Hoth could be clumsy and awkward, there's no denying this was one of the most immersive and accurate Battles of Hoth ever made. It's a thrill to finally live the entire experience. When you first leave the confines of your snowspeeder and manage to take down an AT-AT on foot, armed only with your father's lightsaber and a trusty detonator, you'll realize you're playing something truly special. This Battle of Hoth has the best jumping of any Battle of Hoth to date.
Number 7, the Battle of Hoth. While other Battles of Hoth continue to push the boundaries in regards to accuracy and size, this Battle of Hoth pushes only the boundaries of your imagination. Clocking in at a whopping 2,144 pieces, you'll be delighted to finally hold the Battle of Hoth in the palm of your several hands. Be warned, this is by far the most expensive Battle of Hoth there is, so you're going to be saving your allowance for a long time. Instruction booklet optional, recommended for ages 12 and up.
Number 6, the Battle of Hoth. The Battle of Hoth is a tale as old as time itself. Like any great tale, it gets told and reimagined time and time again. It's the tale of the meek rising against the mighty, the tale of victory against overwhelming odds, David versus Goliath, the colonies versus the British Empire, and of course, two bug people going at it in an airport. While this interpretation pushes the limits of just what makes a Battle of Hoth a Battle of Hoth, in the end, we knew there was no way it could be omitted.
Number 5, the Battle of Hoth. The graphics, the sounds, the scale. Easily one of the best Battles of Hoth, as well as the one most fresh in our minds. The attention to detail is meticulous, from the outfits all the way down to completely inaccurate gunplay. There's no way we couldn't include this modern take on a classic formula. When you're screaming into your microphone, attempting to coordinate an assault against the crushing might of an Imperial Walker in this Battle of Hoth, you'll feel like you're truly there at the Battle of Hoth itself.
Number 4, the Battle of Hoth. January 1994. I was only 6 years old, and I'd already experienced my fair share of Battles of Hoths. However, nothing would prepare me for how immersive this particular Battle of Hoth would be. Snow covered the cul-de-sac, and my cruel older brother Matthew, seen here playing with some dolls, had picked the side of the Galactic Empire. I, a lone rebel trooper, attempted to flee his grasp. Unfortunately, I wouldn't make it. He tackled me into the snow, laughing like a madman and exclaiming the shield generator was down. He rolled me onto my stomach and shoved my face into the snow. With his hands on the back of my head, he dragged my face side to side against the jagged frozen crystals. He called it whitewashing. Surely a power of the dark side. Snow scraped and cut my skin, and I cried. I cried for my mother. I cried for my father. I cried and cried and cried.
Number 3, the Battle of Hoth. While this Battle of Hoth may seem tame when compared to more modern Battles of Hoth, this was the first time I truly felt like I was really there, in glorious, if a bit primitive, 3D. I was Dash Rendar, the poor man's Han Solo. I would take down probe droids, AT-STs, and even Imperial walkers with ease, like only a red-headed, sleeveless, armored vest-wearing second-rate smuggler could. I mean, just say the name. Go on. Say it. Dash Rendar. You feel badass, right? And only a little stupid.
Number 2, the Battle of Hoth. It was Christmas break 2001. My parents had just filed for a divorce, and I was to spend the holidays with my father in his new apartment. My bed was a fold-out love seat. The TV was propped up on milk crates and cinder blocks. My world had fallen to pieces, and I had never felt more alone. For the first time in my life, I felt depression sink in. It certainly wouldn't be the last. Finally freed from the controlling reins of my mother, my father decided to try to win my love by buying things my mother wouldn't have allowed. A Nintendo GameCube, black, like the empty pit where my heart had once been. And a Dolby Digital 5.1 surround sound system with a massive subwoofer. The Battle of Hoth never sounded so good. Blaster fire whizzed by me in all directions. The roar of the snowspeeder's engines rumbled the floor underneath me, and I felt love for my father once more.
Number 1, the Battle of Hoth. You just can't beat the classics, which is why it's no wonder that the number 1 Battle of Hoth would be the Battle of Hoth itself. The cinematography, the special effects, and John Williams' rousing score. Nothing tops the original. This Battle of Hoth was the Battle of Hoth that started it all, and it's no surprise that it continues to inspire generation after generation of Battle of Hoth fans. It's been over 37 years, and this Battle of Hoth is still going strong without showing any signs that it's ever going to slow down. Here's to another 37 years of Battles of Hoth.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Stick around, we may just make a top 10 best Death Star trench runs.